Hi, and welcome to the Australian Steel Institute Steel Excellence Awards for 2020. Although times have been challenging, it's exciting to provide a program to celebrate excellence in design, fabrication and construction of projects for the Australian community. Firstly, I'd like to recognise the founding members of the Australian Steel Institute, Bluescope, Infrabuild and Stramit, whose support provides a platform for the Australian Steel Institute to service the steel industry in all of our endeavours. I would also like to thank the many sponsors of the Steel Excellence Awards program for 2020. As you would know, steel has many product attributes. It is strong, light, formable and reusable. Steel is used in many applications, and there are continued innovations in the development of new grades to provide even greater benefits and use. The Australian steel supply chain prides itself in providing compliant products and solutions to ensure projects meet their intended design life. The ASI has created compliance solutions to assist engineers to design with confidence, constructors to select certified fabricators to the Australian standards, and surety and shed designs meeting the Building Code of Australia. It is also important to note the high level of safety which is achieved utilising the local industry. With sustainability in the spotlight, the intelligent design of structures has never been so important. Good design provides for the utilisation of responsibly sourced materials, efficient fabrication and erection, delivering completed buildings that meet the high requirements for energy efficiency. The projects that have been submitted to this awards program have been outstanding. Please join me in celebrating brilliant steel structures enhancing our built environment.
Thanks, Mark. The Steel Excellence Awards provides for several categories for projects to be entered. These include buildings large projects, buildings small projects, Steelclad Structures, engineering projects, and young designer, engineer or tradesperson. I would like to acknowledge the sponsors for this awards program. Our major sponsors, Bluescope and Australian Super. Our distributor sponsors are Surdex, Gam Steel, Bluescope Distribution, Infrabuild, Orcon Steel, Vulcan. To commence our awards, I welcome a message from our major sponsor, Bluescope.
For me, the Australian landscape is defined by its sense of space. And in that space, that vastness, there's a real feeling of freedom. So I'm looking for those places where I'm completely surrounded by the landscape. I'm inside of something. When that happens, it's an incredibly powerful feeling. When I'm photographing a landscape, I'm basically organising space with the camera, responding to the textures. So it's much the same when I'm working with architecture. I'm responding to how the form sits within its environment. All of that to create something that works. That's the journey.
Thanks, Bluescope. Okay, let's proceed to our first category.
Buildings, large projects. The shortlisted entries for the Buildings, large projects category are 80 Collins Street. The 188-metre unique and complex building cantilevers 12.5 metres over the existing heritage buildings, resulting in significant additional net lettable space. The engineered cantilevered solution required the use of 5 custom fabricated megatrusses supporting 32 levels above. A steel composite column and floor system created efficient cycles of 5 to 6 days per floor. Off-site fabrication of edge beams reduced on-site work with decking and temporary handrail fitted prior to delivery. 271 Spring Street. This building sets a benchmark of balancing commercial development need with heritage preservation in an area constrained by complex existing infrastructure. Extremely slender floor plates were designed allowing for penetrations through the composite steel beams in each ceiling, realising an additional floor. The off-site fabrication of steelwork, particularly complex members and connections for raking elements, created significant time savings, resulting in floor cycles of 2 to 4 days. The result is a modern 16-storey boutique commercial office space. Australia 108 Starburst. Australia's tallest residential building, standing at 319 metres, boasts a feature 7.5 metre cantilever outside the building line at an airy 69 levels above the ground. The design and construction of the permanent starburst structure is impressive and inspiring. This feature consists of pre-assembled 18 metre steel trusses clad in the starburst signature gold panelling. To contain the worksite at great heights, a temporary structure was composed of steel decks and screens. A stunning new icon over Melbourne's skyline is here. Bondor Manufacturing Facility. This new 6,500 square metre manufacturing and office facility was created to increase production capacity to meet market demand. As part of the planning conditions, the facility was required to showcase at least 3 colours on its facade. The end design utilised 8 colours, producing a standout building. The Bondor insulated panels have high thermal ratings and efficiencies and provide critical fire safety solutions. The lightweight product's high spanning capacity further reduced the structural steel framing required. Burwood Brickworks. This is the first urban agricultural project in a shopping centre environment in Australia. The 12,700 square metre centre has a 2,000 square metre rooftop farm, combining architecture and agriculture, connecting people to the food they eat. The centre is powered by renewable energy and all grey and black water is captured, treated and recycled on site. A total of 21.3 tonnes of recycled steel has been used overall in this project, contributing to its enviable environmental footprint. Carrum Station Level Crossing Removal Project. An elevated station platform like Carrum, adjacent to Port Phillip Bay, needed a durable and versatile material to achieve the complex geometrical design of the noodle columns, which support the platform canopies. The way these serpent-like noodles sweep and intersect around one another is a highlight of the design. The ground floor station buildings also intelligently utilise steel as screening to several of the structures. Vertical blade screens are designed to separate plant areas and the bike storage facilities. The Club Stand, Flemington Racecourse. The state-of-the-art stand replaces the 1920s members stand, housing renewed spectator viewing and 13 different hospitality venues across 5 levels. One of the key drivers was to deliver optimum sightlines of the track and surrounding grounds. The design featured long cantilevers of over 8 metres with structural columns stepped back at each level to ensure minimal obstruction. A steel beam composite floor was identified as optimal, providing a lightweight solution whilst maintaining a slender, elegant structure. Deakin University Learning Commons. The complex model accurately forms the supporting structure for cladding and structural steelwork, capturing the complex geometry of this unique building. One of the key features is that the facade curves in both vertical and horizontal planes, requiring different structure framing at each floor level. The complex shape made up 3 main sections with a boat rib steel frame to form the curved surfaces. The pedestrian footbridge was fabricated in 15 metre segments, with each weighing up to 9 tonnes. Cheltenham Station Level Crossing Removal Project. The redevelopment of Cheltenham Station saw boom-gated crossings removed by lowering the railway line into a trench, with the roads to be rebuilt at their current level. The design utilised steel for the substrate structure for all platforms, stairs, lifts and plaza buildings. 3D models used in producing erection methodologies easily displayed the works required for an efficient and safe install. Prefabricating the 18-ton, 18-metre tall lift shaft saved 100 hours on the works program. Springvale Community Centre. The $38 million redevelopment of the City Hall and construction of the new community hub called for highly imaginative, inspirational and exemplar design solutions for this important community facility. The playful roller coaster-like structure involved 280 tonnes of curved steel members, forming the creative and funky urban design which will last across the years with minimal environmental impact. The Great Stupa of Universal Compassion. This is the largest Buddhist site in the Western world and houses significant Buddhist relics. Standing 50 metres high and 50 metres wide, the design incorporates a large central multi-level atrium space, with rooms located around the perimeter of the pyramid-shaped structure. Simple bolted connections were used throughout to simplify the erection on this remote site. The central focus of the design and construction of this monument was the desire to develop a facility which was to be built to last 1,000 years.
The judges awarded 2 high commendations in this category. The first high commendation is
80 Collins Street.
Congratulations to 80 Collins Street. Well done. Now for our second high commendation for this category.
Deakin University Learning Commons.
Congratulations to Deakin University Learning Commons. And now for the winning project for Buildings Large Projects for 2020.
(271) Spring Street.
Well, thank you for this fantastic award. We'd love to thank the Australian Steel Institute for recognising the project in the large building category. A lot of hard work over many years, and it's nice to get this sort of recognition. Very challenging project, very constrained site, lots of heritage, easements, underground tunnels. The steel for the project was really driven by those constraints and the need for a lightweight solution to this building and the very, very complex superstructure geometry coming out of the ground. And I think it really was a building that could only have been achieved in steel, so it's really nice again to win this award. We'd like to thank our client ISPT, the developer of the project, ProBuild Construction, who led the construction of the project, GFC Industries, the fabricator, and Steel One, the steel detailers on the project.
Congratulations to the team of 271 Spring Street. And now for a message from our other major sponsor, Australian Super.
It's Australian. To be there for one another through the ups and the downs. It's super. To know that Australia's largest super fund is investing for you like no other fund can. It's yours. Your money for your future. With Australian Super by your side, now and for the long run. It's Australian, it's super, and it's yours.
Our next category is Steelclad Structures.
And now for the winning project for Steelclad Structures for 2020.
Latrobe Valley Gov Hub. Featuring the world's largest light-gauge steel-clad facade modules, the $30 million project is a 3-storey regional employment hub. This steel-clad building featured innovative design elements of 18 light-gauge steel modules, craned into position and hooked onto the building. Each fully clad module is 8 metres wide by 14.5 metres high and weighs approximately 6.5 tonnes, which is extraordinarily light for the massive size.
We're both most proud of the fact that we were able to achieve a modular system on a building. The sheer size of the modules were up to 14, 15 metres high, 8 metres wide. The acceleration in the program, all the things we promised to the client, we were able to deliver.
Yeah, we just pushed the boundaries of what anyone thought was possible in modern day construction, and just delivered such a fantastic project for the client. The biggest challenge was the sheer size of these modules, and having to hang them off relatively small outriggers on the building meant that we had to employ our pretty expert BIM modelling techniques to ensure that we created modules which were extremely accurate, and when they arrived on site to Grant and the team, they were like big kids in Meccano to put together.
They were certainly built in a fashion that enabled them to be constructed in a horizontal manner, craned up using dual lifting cranes to a vertical position, and the sheer force and the engineering involved of that was second to none.
When the worksite tolerances were less than 2 millimetres, you simply can't get that level of accuracy without having just, as like I said, intense collaboration between the parties. I think rather than enhance the features of the project, I think Steel made this project possible. To create this facade, we needed products which were both light, dimensionally stable, and incredibly rigid. And when you combine a lightweight, stud-framed, manufactured module skeleton with an incredibly accurate manufacturing process for the cladding, you get this project which was just able to be built rather than enhanced with steel. It was able to be built in steel.
To be recognised by the Australian Steel Institute is very humbling and something we're both very proud of.
Fair enough.
The project threw up so many challenges which our team successfully overcame. To deliver a world-class construction method and to have the project in front of you as you see it. We just hope that this type of construction method can be used going forward and others can get involved with it.
Congratulations to Latrobe Valley Gov Hub. Now we have a message from the sponsor of the engineering projects for 2020, Bisalloy Steels.
We move it with pride. We build it with you in mind. We protect what's most valuable. And we shield those who defend us. It's our business. Australian-made steel for over 40 years. Bisalloy.
Our next category is Engineering Projects. The shortlisted entries for the Engineering Projects category are Carrum Station Level Crossing Removal Project. The new platform design features glass weather protection pods and shelter canopies positioned on the winding steel noodle-shaped CHS supports. The architects seemingly took their design inspiration from the nearby Eel Race Road. An off-site trial assembly of the noodle and roof canopy segments ensured the structure would fit accurately when installed. On site, the platform canopy roofs were pre-assembled, including all services, speeding up the construction timeframe. Victorian Tunnelling Centre. Australia's tunnelling infrastructure is positioned to boom in the coming decades under significant government investment. To skill up thousands of future Australian tunnel workers, 2 replica tunnels were constructed to imitate a metro-style TBM-built rail tunnel and a roadheader-built mined tunnel. Both replica structures will be used to simulate underground conditions where construction training can be performed. Structural steel underpinned both structures and enabled all of the critical tunnel elements to be brought together. Cheltenham Station Level Crossing Removal Project. Level crossing removal projects require the disruption to the public transport system to be kept to a minimum. This design considers these constraints and uses off-site fabricated components where possible, which benefits a project with a tight program and congested worksite. 3D models provided the on-site teams clear visualization for the safest approach to plan the install. The new modern station is 5-star Green Star rated and includes solar panels and rainwater collection.
Now we have our winning project for engineering projects for 2020.
Carrum Station Level Crossing Removal Project.
Steelcon's ability to fabricate and install a complex support structure for the platform canopy roofs. These support members were referred to as noodles due to the intertwining CHS sections they were fabricated from. A constrained program bookended by a rail occupation. The main structures sitting atop the platform were the canopies. With reduced timing for install works, the requirement for pre-assembled canopy segments, complete with roof cladding and services, meant the accepting noodle support structure had to be fabricated and installed with minimal construction times. This risk was mitigated by completing the trial assembly of the platform canopy structural steel off-site over the Christmas shutdown period. With short timeframes for delivery, the Steelcon team displayed great flexibility in our fabrication and install works. The curving intertwining noodle structure sits well within the beachside elevated platform environment, providing an interesting aspect to the highly visible platform. Steelcon are incredibly proud of this award. It recognises us as a structural steel contractor who's able to mobilise at short notice, manufacture complex geometrical structural elements, work with a challenging program and environment to fabricate and install all the structural steel, and also maintain a positive relationship with our client, as well as enhancing our reputation within the wider LXRP alliances.
Congratulations to Carrum Station Level Crossing Removal Project.
And now for the Steel Excellence Award, Tasmania.
The winner for the Steel Excellence Awards for Tasmania is
Hobart Bridge of Remembrance. Hobart's new Bridge of Remembrance provides a direct connection between 2 of Hobart's most significant places of remembrance, the Cenotaph and Soldiers Memorial Avenue. The 256-metre complex design was inspired by the hull of a ship and the wing of an aircraft to commemorate war heroes. Techniques to cantilever these 3 spans, weighing in excess of 100 tonnes each inter situ, had taken extensive modelling to determine the exact centres of gravity. Accurate wind modelling was undertaken to ensure the safety of the lifts in the exposed location.
We were extremely proud of the dedication and commitment of our team and the effort required to complete the exceptional Bridge of Remembrance. As a company, we were most proud to have been associated with the bridge to commemorate the 100 years of service and sacrifice by Australian servicemen and women. The biggest challenge we faced was bringing the complex design criteria to reality. All elements of the design were totally unique, requiring careful consideration and attention to detail across all facets of the structure to ensure everything came together at the end. This was one of our most difficult projects and involved aligning the vision of the architects, requirements of the engineering team, the client's management of the project, and the information we needed to produce a successful result. No other material or product could have been used to define the bridge's stunning shape. The heavy steel framing provided the long span strength that also supports the impressive flowing aluminium cladding design, steel deck, and stainless steel hand railing. The award is one of great recognition for the Haywoods project team, from our draftsmen, fabricators and welders, painters and on-site erection crews. Everyone contributed to complete this remarkable project. Thanks to the ASI for the award.
Congratulations to the team of the Hobart Bridge of Remembrance. Okay, so that wraps up the Steel Excellence Awards for Victoria and Tasmania for 2020. Congratulations to all the high commendations and winners, and remember, the winning projects will be vying against the other states for national honours. Thank you for joining us.